Okay, so now we brought the guitar back in here. So let's take the system, put it on here. So we got everything wired up there. So let's wire, let's start with the output jack. Let's do that one. So I'm gonna pull this blue tape off of here, get it out of the way. Now the black is going to go to ground, and the red, as we know, is going to go with the switch over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this, we're going to leave this to length. We're going to loosen up this terminal where we landed the red wire from the switch. Okay, and we're going to take this one, put it in there. Try to get on the same angle. Kind of getting a, does not want to go in on the same angle. That's the main thing. There we go. I got the same angle now. All right. I was able to push it in, hold it in there. We can tighten this up good and tight now. Apologize if my hands are in the way. But yeah, so once again, take my thumb and index finger, kind of hold that, and tighten it up good and tight, because we're not going to be touching that one again. Pull on it, we're good. So we just got to land this on a ground terminal. I think I'm just going to go right here. This is easy to get it right into that one, so I'll put it into that one there. There we go. Just going to snug it up because we're also going to put a capacitor in there. So, apologize. There we go. Okay, so that's connected. What do we have over here? We have our bridge ground. Let's grab that. Okay. How long? Okay, that's the wire there. This is the bridge ground here. It's pretty short. So we may have to do is, let me see here. Yeah, that bridge ground as well as this pickup wire is kind of short. I wish they weren't so short. Sometimes that happens. So, let's see, this is gonna reach over there. Well, that's gonna be tight. See, I'm stretching this, this is a neck pickup. So I'm stretching, I'm gonna move this off to the side here. Fortunately, we have plenty of room with the, so I'm seeing how far this will go. They didn't give us much room, but it will reach, as you can see there. Boy, that's gonna be really, really tight. So, yeah, we may wanna wire that one in as we, that one and the bridge ground as we start mounting the components. So that's probably what's gonna happen there. Hey, let's say this won't reach, okay? What do we do then? Well, you know what? We have two dead terminals up here, okay? We could take this one here. Let's say it definitely won't reach. What we could do is we could take the center tap wires, which we know are on Seymour Duncan. Put this up here. On Seymour, actually, I just move this out of the way. On Seymour Duncan, we know they're the red and black, or I'm sorry, white and red. So we could take those, and we could actually land them on the dead terminal of this pot, and then we could land the black, the hot, on a dead terminal of this one, along with the jumper that'll go over to here. So that's one thing. That's why we always put dead terminals on every system, because just the cases like this where this is not going to reach. As a matter of fact, the more I'm thinking about it, I don't know if it's going to reach. Yeah, it should reach. That's going to be, man, it's going to be so tight. You know what? I am going to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wire these here, the neck pickup, to the dead terminals, and then put jumpers over to here. So let's just do that right now. So I'm going to slide the guitar over here a little bit. I'm just going to do this on the, I almost kind of wish I would have saw that ahead of time before I got too carried away here, but it's not a big deal. So I'm going to use a blue wire, and I'm going to attach that one as a center tap wires, okay? So on a schematic, On the neck pickup, the white and the red, which is the center tap for the coil split, or go to the green terminal, which is the first green terminal, which is right there. So I'm going to take this blue wire and I'm going to stick it in there into that first green terminal. Sorry if you can't see that from where you're at. The guitar might be in the way. Stick it in and I'm just going to tighten it up. There we go. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it over to here. But you know what? I'm going to go underneath these, I think, just to make it a little bit cleaner, a little easier. There we go. Come on. I must have twist up a little bit there. There we go. Okay. And then, I guess I could have had that a little bit longer. And there's a dead terminal there, so I'm going to strip that. All right. And put it on that dead terminal there. And when we're ready, we'll land the center tap wires on that one. Now you may want to make a note on the instructions so you'll know that the blue wire, you may want to just draw, like make some notes here. This here is going to go to here, blue wire to there. Just so you, actually this is the neck, yeah. And then, so on the hot from the neck is going to go with capacitor on the other green terminal, which is right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take, let's see, will that one reach? That one will reach. So I'm going to take this red wire and it's going to go into this green terminal. But you know what? I'm also going to put a capacitor in here while we're at it for the neck. So the neck, we have two capacitors we ship with the system, 22 microfarad and a 47. Now you don't have to use our capacitors. You can use whatever capacitors you like. These are polypropylene. I really like them. Actually, I kind of like them better than the old Vichy orange drop. They're a little bit smoother roll off. That's what I like about them, and they're pretty good. I mean, but you might like the Russian, oil cap, or the old orange drop Vichy's or whatever. It's up to you. You put in what you want to put in. This is what we ship, and I ship one of each. Now, traditionally, you would have a 22 microfarad with humbuckers. I like to do is mix it up a little bit. So I want to put, this is a 47, I'm going to put it on with the neck. So I'm going to put it, it's going to go on a red terminal in that, and then the green terminal with the, see here, it's going to go on it would be the left lug of the pot, and going to go to this green terminal with where the hot wire attaches to. So, which we're going to put a red wire in there. So I'm going to tighten up the red terminal first. I'm going to put the red wire in there. There we go, right in there. Tighten it up. Now you want to tighten these up, especially with the caps and the solid wires. You want to make sure you get them tight. I know my hand's probably in the way. I'm just torquing down these screws now. I'm going to torque them all down right now. And what I'm saying is with the caps, since you have a solid wire and you're putting it in there with a stranded wire, when the terminal clamps down, it's going to clamp down on the wire first. So sometimes if you have a capacitor that has a real thick wire and you put in some stranded wire, it's going to clamp down on the solid wire, a thick solid wire, and it's not going to clamp down on the stranded wire. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll crisscross, I'll put it in on an angle, so that way the stranded wire is sitting on top or underneath the hard solid wire. So you would have it kind of like this in a terminal, so they'd be crisscross. So when you clamp them down, they're going to clamp together. Because if you were to clamp it down, especially like I said, a really thick solid one, it's going to clamp down on the solid wire, but this is here is going to be loose still. So you want to make sure when you're dealing with capacitors or any type of solid wire that you get that crisscross, so that way it clamps down good and tight. We're going to pull on these. That looks good. Looks good. Let me get my needle nose and kind of pull on ones I can't reach. Yeah, that looks good. Looks good. Yeah, I think we're all good there. Get one more round with these. All right. Yeah, that's the neck. So this one here, we're going to take over to this terminal, dead terminal on the bridge pickup. Utilize that one. And then when we hook up the neck pickup, that's where we're going to hook it up to. All right. Put it over there. I'm just going to snug it up a little bit. Now it looks like we're going to use these volume grounds for the neck pickup, as well as the bridge ground is going to go in here. So I'm going to bend this up, kind of get it out of the way a little bit. There we go. All right, so now let's wire. One thing nice about it, we got plenty of room on this bridge here. So see, we got a little solder there. I want to cut that off. Cut that off. All right, I'm going to strip back that green. So the green and the shield are going to go together. This is Seymour Duncan pickups, pretty much standard. Okay. The red and the white, actually there's a little solder and together. You know, I'm just going to leave that the way it is. That's pretty good. This black wire, which is going to be the hot, I'm going to strip it back a little bit more. Just so we can, because plus it's going to be going in there with the capacitor. So I'm going to put the 22 microfarad on that one. So let me just put that in right now. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put the ground in first. So I'm going to put the ground in. If you can see, I'm going to go with this one here. I don't know if you can see that or not. This red terminal, I'm going to loosen it up. Where we had the jumper, where we had the ground wires jumper together. So I'm going to go right into that one there. It looks like it might be the easiest one to get into. Loosen it up. I got the wires that are kind of pushing into the terminal there, so that works out good. Wiggle it in a little bit. Yeah, that one's going to be a little bit challenging. It's all right, we'll get it. Let me push down on these a little bit. There we go. Sorry, my hand's in the way. Okay, that did it. By pushing down on the wires a little bit, it kind of made it to where it made it a little easier for me to push those wires in there into the terminal. But I mean the wires that were pushing down the wires, I mean the wires that were already in the terminal. Just push them down a little bit, and there we go. So take this red and white one. These are going to go into the first green terminal here. So let's put those in. The reason why we're putting these on a push-pull pot, so what happens is when we pull up on a pot, it's going to take these red and white wires from this pickup, and it's going to take it right straight to ground. And it'll give us a single coil. Okay, I'm going to tighten up. Yeah, it didn't go in there. Try it on a different angle. There we go. So I had to get the right angle. Getting the right angle into the terminal is everything. tighten it up. Pull on it. Yeah, we're good. Now we're going to put this black one, twist it. It's going to be the power, and it's going to go to the first green lug, which should be this one here, along with the capacitor. So we're going to put the capacitor in there with it and put it across to the black one, or the red one, I'm sorry. There we go. Got them in there. Let's tighten them up. Let's pull on this black one, make sure it's in there, because it's with the capacitor, and sure enough, I kind of felt it when it clamped down. It didn't feel right. So, and that's what I was talking about earlier, where they're side by side. So I want to just try that again and see if we can get them crisscrossed in there and make sure they're correct. Let's see if I can use my needle nose pliers to get them in there. Yeah, there we go. And now I got it kind of more crisscrossed. Yep, it's connected now. Pull on everything a little bit. Yeah, I think we're good. All right, I'm just going to hold it with my thumb and index, and I'm just going to crank on these. See, those grounds were still a little bit loose because I didn't tighten them up all the way. So I thought I was going to put my my pickup ground in there, but I ended up putting it over here instead. All right, I think we're good there. All right, now I think it's time to start mounting things in. And when we do that, we're going to wire the pickups, this neck pickup, to the bridge pickups, or the volume pots where we place the jumpers at. So I'm going to prep this right now, though. See, these wires are all kind of a mess, so let's get everything ready so that way we're ready to go. You know, these ends are kind of a little bit rough, so I'm just going to snip them off. Get them off of there. This one here, I'm just going to strip back the green one. Twist those two together. Those are going to go to a ground. We're going to twist these two together. Now these are going to go to the terminal, the dead terminal on the neck pickup, where we got the blue wire attached that's being jumpered over to where these would go on the volume pot, or I'm sorry, the tone pot. And then we're going to strip that one for our hot, which is going to go to the dead red wire on the dead terminal on our bridge pickup, which is going over and connecting with our capacitor, and where the shows on a schematic. So this bridge ground. It's very important you hook up this bridge ground wire. If you don't, what you're going to have is when you play, you take your hands off the wire and you get a hum. Then when you touch the strings, and then when you touch the strings or any hardware, the hum goes away. Mainly with the strings. What this does is it puts the strings in the tuning pegs in grounded off with all the metal parts. So that's what you want. So, all right. I think we're time to start mounting things in here. So I'm going to pull these off, everything off of here. Okay, there we go. It's kind of pseudo what we want. So I think the first thing we're going to do is we're going to just kind of slowly put everything over here. I think what I want to do is I want to put, just kind of set it in there like that for right now. And let's wire in. It's going to be a little bit messy here. That's okay. So let's wire. I want to put this, I think, you know, this might reach over to this ground a little bit better on the bridge ground here, or on the neck volume ground. So let's put it there. So let's do that. This is where it's going to be a little tricky, because we're going to prick this wire over here. I'm just going to pull that off. We really don't need that. It's kind of a pain. So first, I'm going to try to get it to where it's going to want to go in like that. There we go. Okay. Now I want to loosen up this ground terminal. You can see that. I'm going to push down on these wires a little bit, on these black wires that are in there, because they're a little bit stiffer than this wire here. In fact, we may, it went right in there. Good deal. Tighten it up. Now sometimes if you have like some wires that are real flexible and thin, and just, you know, and you have other wires in there that are stiffer, you may want to pull them all out and put your thinnest wire in first, and then go in with your heavier wires. Let's pull on these, make sure they're going to stick in there good. Yeah, we're good there. Yep, we're good. Since we're working on this pot, let's take the center tap wires for the neck pickup. Let's hook them up with this blue jumper wire. Let's do that. Once again, we're going to loosen this up. Okay, you see how the blue wire kind of came out on us. That's all right. We're going to take it and pull it over here, because actually it's a heavier duty wire, so it'd probably be better to get the red and white wire in there first, and then put this blue wire in there. There we go. Let's tighten that up. Now, just so you know, this is a very complex kit. Our transformer systems are more complex than say our standard dual volume, dual tone with a 3-way toggle. So these are a little bit. I chose this kit for this because it's more complex. There's more to it, and I think it's a good one to do this demonstration with. With the Terminator, like say a single volume, single tone with the 3-way selection switch, much easier to install. Maybe I'll do one with that too. I do have a telly coming in. So I want to put this is the black hot wire from the neck. And we jumpered it over to the push-pull tone on it with this red wire. So I'm going to take that, and I'm just going to feed it in there. All right, we're right in there. Tighten it up. Oh, popped right out on me. It's all right. Yeah, I wasn't holding it, so I'm going to have to hold it in place. There we go. So I'm holding it with my finger. It's a little tedious when you're kind of doing it in the air like this. That's why I try to do it. Oh, see, it didn't stick. I didn't get it in there good enough. That's why it's a lot easier to have like on a pick guard, or like mounted in the guitar if you have plenty of room, or on a card like we did with a piece of cardboard. All right. Yep, now it's on there. Okay. Now let's get our bridge ground. It's a nice thick wire, so it should be able to go in there at that ground terminal pretty easily. And that'll be it. That'll be the last of our wiring. Then we just mount everything in here. I'm gonna kind of push these down a little bit. There we go. Went right in there as I expected. Hold it in place. Tighten it up. Sorry if my hands are in the way. All right. This neck pickup is wired up. Bridge ground is wired up. I think it's time to mount these components in there and give it a shot. So we'll start with the switch. Yeah, looks good. Just want to flip it up. Actually, it looks pretty darn good there. I don't know if you can see it there. Let me see if I can get it to where you can see it. There we go. Yeah, it looks pretty good there. Let me grab the nut. What did I do with the nut? Yeah. Oh, I put it over here, right where where we're supposed to be. There it goes. Yeah, I like that. Now, one thing about when I hold this, I kind of hold it and then twist it on the back, and that way I kind of tighten it up that way. So I think I want to get it, so the angle of that, do I want to get it more, I think I want to twist it a little bit more. So it's more like this. I'm going to tighten it up a little bit, maybe a little too far. If you could see what I was doing there. But I was kind of holding this side and I was holding this. Yeah, I kind of like that. That's pretty good. I'm going to put my knob on there. Yeah, I like that. There we go. Perfect. All right. Now let's set our volume pot. So I'm going to grab, so I got the nut and washer. I'm going to grit some of these tools out of the way. I don't want to get in the way of the, it's not in there. So we don't know what the depth's going to be. So I'm kind of guessing here. That looks kind of good. Put the lock washer on there. Push it in there. Let's hold it up. Yeah, I think I need a little bit more space than that, don't I? To get the nut in the so I'm gonna screw it down a little bit further. Go through the lock nut. Yeah, that looks pretty good. You want about 1/8 of an inch. That's about what we have there. So I'm gonna take the washer, put it on there. Hope you can see that. Excuse me. I'm gonna take the nut. Yeah, there we go. That looks pretty darn good there. So how do we look in here? I'll twist it a little bit like that. Looks pretty good. I'm gonna take my little fancy nut driver here. Let's see, which one is it here? I think it was that one. Yeah, I like that tool. I hope you can see what I'm doing here. There we go. Wow. Yeah, I like that tool. That's kind of cool. Very cool tool. All right. So the bridge volume pot is mounted. I want to make sure that when we put it in, that we mount it, that we don't have any wires underneath. That's one thing you want to check for, because when you, like over here, we're going to be careful over that. I'm going to tighten that up, loosen it up a little bit. So I'm going to put the lock washer on there. Put that in there. Okay, I think we're down. Doesn't look like there's any wires stuck in between the pot and yeah, it doesn't look too bad. I like that. Might be a little bit. Let me see how it looks here. Yeah, you know what? We need to get a little bit more on that one. So I'm going to pull that one up. I'm going to screw this down a little bit further. There we go. Now let's see what we have. You can see it there. I can't. Yeah, there we go. So, yeah, that looks much better. Put that on there. Put this on there. Let's grab our fancy dancy little wrench. Now what I'm doing is I got my finger, I'm holding the pot over here to keep it from, I don't know if you can see there. I'm holding the pot with my finger and just kind of hold it in place and keeping it from twisting as I tighten. All right, that one's in there. Look at that one's right, it jumped right in there. That push-pull pot. Once again, we want to make sure that there's no wires underneath there. I'm going to grab our lock nut, put it on there, and then we're going to see how we look. All right, we're in there. Look at that, that's almost perfect. You can see that. Yeah. Grab our washer and our nut. Once again, I'm holding the pot on the inside. Let's see here. Is it that one? Actually, on this one, I think I could pull out the screwdriver in. I can use it like this. Yeah. Because on a 3/8 nuts, you can use this one. Man, that's a handy little tool. I like that. So once again, I'm holding the guitar up. Oh, I'm sorry if you didn't see that. Hold it like right there, tighten it up. So this is holding it on edge like this. If I were to drop it, normally I would have it straight vertical. So if I were to drop the tool, it would go straight down. Once again, not chipping the top of the guitar. We got one more pot to put in. That's this one here, the tone pot for the push-pull tone pot. So let's grab the lock washer on that one. Put it on. Set it in there. Yep, lock washer's not lining up. See, let's get this thing. Let's get our little ass screwdriver, kind of line up the lock washer on that hole. That way it'll. It's a tight fit in here. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. That's a tight fit on that one. Let's see if I can pull that over a little bit. Oh, I see, because we got the, there we go. There we go. See that one there. Well, that's a real tight fit on that one. I'll try to work it in there a little bit better, pushing down on the shield a little bit. Trying to get more out of it. I guess I'm not going to get much on this one at all. Maybe when I tighten it up, if I can get the nut to bite. Yeah, it's not wanting to bite. I have to pull the washer off. And good. I hate doing it without the washer, but sometimes you have to. right. There we go. We are on there. We are all done. I think I like that, yeah. Good deal. All right. Let's take a look at the back here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, this is the neck wire here, or the bridge wire. Remember, it's really long. So I want to see if I can wrap it around in there. So that way it's kind of out of the way. There we go. This is the neck. I'm sorry, the output jack. I'm going to go this way with it. Wrap it around this way. There we go. It's kind of out of the way. Make sure it's not going to touch anything. That's good. Yeah, it's a tight fit. We got it all in there though. Yeah, this is definitely one you would not want to wire up inside the cavity. This would have been a nightmare trying to wire it in there. But we got it all in there. Let's wire it up. It's ready to go. Put our back plate on. Which I still have to clean up the edges, so we won't put it on yet. But we'll get that on there. But yeah, I gotta pop the holes here yet. So we'll do that. Just kind of take our little ass screwdriver. But yeah, I'll clean up these edges with a razor knife. And then we can put that on there, tighten them up, we'll be ready to go. But you know, let's plug it in and make sure that we're working.